Guys, Josh with Metal in Motion. Welcome back to the channel. Believe it or not, we are talking about key switches again. And this is the MTD reverse module controller. Why does it have to be this complicated? Why can't we just stick with normal key switches like the Craftsman's and the Husqvarna's and do away with this gigantic expensive? This thing is like $80 or $90 through MTD. So anyways, that's enough of my rant. The one that we've got in the machine, the key switch is completely hogged out on it. And I can't find a part number exactly for this key switch. However, stay tuned to the video. I'm gonna show you what I think is a key switch that will fit. I'm gonna show you the correct way to replace this key switch. I'm gonna show you my shortcut way of replacing this key switch and maybe a way that I can save you some money if your key switch gets messed up, but your module is probably still good. So anyways, let's get to it. The part number for this kind of key switch is 925-06119C. That was specifically for this XT1. So here's the correct way to take this off. All right, so if we're looking at the top of this, we've got our gas tank sitting right here, and there's no access in the back of this at all. So we've got to be able to get around some of this console. So the first thing we want to do, just take a screwdriver. This is the more correct way of how to do it. Just pop off the cap. It's going to be a 1/2 inch socket. Goes down through the center. Comes out. There's your bolt, your 1/2 inch bolt. Just going to leave that in there. From there, we've got these tabs, one here and one right there at the top of my finger, so 2 of them right there, and then there's a big square thing right there in the middle. All we're going to do is we're going to just pull this back this way and just give it a little wiggle, and now there's 2 hooks on either side, so what we're going to do is just kind of hit this, pops it off, and there we go. So there's our 2 hooks on either side. Set that aside, and from there we've got a 5/16. There's 2 of them that go down in through here. This tray is going to come out like so. And from there, once you get rid of the gigantic wasp nest, you can weasel your fingers in and push the tabs in. Okay, so we've taken that top cover off. Now, for some of you, this may be enough for you to weasel your hand down along the side. There's 2 tabs on this side of the key switch and 2 tabs on this side that all have to be pressed in order to get that out. So if this is not enough room, you have a bolt right here. You've got 2 bolts on this plastic dash right here and one on the other side. If you loosen those, that allows this to come forward. Gives you just enough room that I can get my hand through the top and push all those tabs. Now these tabs still can be kind of a pain. Might have to get a flat tip screwdriver. Okay, so it's easier to pry this side of the key switch out first. Then I've got room enough to put my thumb on these 2 tabs here. So this side right here, I can kind of cock the switch and those come right out. And then this side here, I'm just pushing the 2 tabs out with my thumbs. And there you go. So that's the correct way. Then you just got a push tab. You unplug that one and unplug your key switch from the back, put your new one in, and it just snaps back in. I'm going to put this all back together. I'm going to show you the second way that I would remove the key switch and not worry about doing all this mess. What I'm going to use is a screwdriver. This is a flat tip that I've just heated up the end. You can use a regular screwdriver. I just bent this one. This is the one I use for like oil seals because it's nice and rounded. It's not sharp. And I use this like a little pry bar. Now, the more careful you are at this, the less likely you are to mar up your dash. If you're really particular about your units and you don't want little marks on here, then maybe go ahead and do the full way of removing the steering wheel and the dash. All right, what I'm going to do is just try to pry this up. All right, that side comes out really easy. So now I want to try to push it that way to try to compress those 2 clips, make room for the other side. I'm going to go ahead and get my screwdriver under there, kind of where I think those clips are. just like so. So if you're replacing this, you don't have to worry about breaking anything on it because you're going to be replacing anyways. If you're wanting to try to do the key switch only, which I'll show you next, then you want to try to save these tabs. Don't reef on them too hard. In our case, we're just going to unplug it. Now, the second way, and this is probably a tool that you guys are not going to have. This is a Blue Point. This is for body clips, plastic push pins on bodywork. These two tabs are almost right where the clips fall. So I can actually squeeze this and open this up at the same time. So I start on this side, push the pins in, raise it up, come to this side, and this is so flat that it just fits in there. And that's how this is what I use, but you can easily do it with the screwdriver, flat or bent like this. And that's it, guys. All we're gonna do is disconnect it, unplug it, clean out your connectors, put your new switch back in, snap it back in. To me, that's an easier way than removing the steering wheel and all the dash stuff. And we did not mar this up at all of anything to speak of, so I'm not worried about that. So let's go over to the bench. I want to show you this key switch. All right, you might recognize some of this from the previous key switch videos. This is the non-override one, and we're just going to show you how this tests, because this is testing like the non-override switch. So we've got it in the off position, key comes out, and we're going to go from the M to the G, and we have that. I've got my meter set on continuity on the beep mode. So M and G is good, as well as A1. All right, so next we're going to go to the reverse mode, which is one click. And in this one, we're going to have battery and accessory 1. So B, which is here, plus accessory 1. And we have continuity. And these are not connected. They're separate circuit, but on this same circuit, we're going to have L and A2. And you can see we have that. Do we have anything else? We do not. Okay, so now we're going to go to the run position. This is when you crank it, you let off, it automatically spring loads back to that run position. We're going to have battery and accessory 1, and we have that. Do we have anything else? We do not. Just A1. So that's your charging circuit and your fuel solenoid on the bottom of the carburetor. And then the last one is going to be the crank position. This is going to be a little bit harder to test. So we're going to go to battery, to S for solenoid, crank it, and we have continuity, and I'm going to go to A1 and S, and we have continuity. And so this is testing exactly like this key switch right here with the headlight symbol. Now this key switch is a little tired and wore out, but we're going to just run through this real quick. In the off position, we're going to have M and G, which we do. And we're going to have A1, which we do. Do we have any other ones? We do not. And we're going to go one click, which would be having your headlights turned on. And we're going to go battery to A1. And we have that. And we have the addition of the L and A2. And we have that as well. Do we have anything else? We do not. So that's its own circuit, but it's on the light circuit. Second, we're going to go, or third, we're going to go to run. This is going to be battery to A1, and we have continuity. Do we have continuity anywhere else? We do not. And the last one is going to be S to battery. That's going to send battery voltage to the solenoid. Make sure none of these are cross-touching each other. And we have that, as well as our A1 for charging. So this switch here, which is not a reverse override switch, it doesn't have the little reverse lawnmower on it, but it tests identical to this switch here. So why would this switch not work? Why would I have to buy an $80 module when I can buy a, I don't know how much this is, $12, $15 switch, maybe $20? Just because this is hogged out, why could we not put this one in here? I've never tried it, guys. I haven't gotten enough of these in that's gone bad for me to actually swap this over, but you guys let me know. Maybe you guys are in this position and you want to take a chance on running this kind of a key switch. This is an MTD key switch. I don't have a part number on it. If I can find the part number on this, I'll put it in the description. But and from there, all you would do is take a flat tip screwdriver, pry this top one. You got a clip, they're spring clips right there. Push them both in and it pops out. So you could pry that top one, pry the bottom right there, and that key switch will come out. Let's try it. There's the top, there's the bottom. And you can replace just the key switch. So why wouldn't that work, guys? I don't know. You let me know. You let me know if you guys have tried that. For this one here, I'm just replacing the whole module. That's what he wanted to do. And we'll go from there. All right, for us though, guys, blow this out. We're going to install the new key switch. We've got power. Let's turn the key off. Plug up the pigtail. That's it. It's that easy. So all right, guys, I'm Josh with Metal in Motion. That's how we change the key switch on a Cub Cadett XT1. I'll catch you guys next time.